Okay, this video will help you when you have finished the Analyzing Data section of the Sweet Life Bakery spreadsheet project. This will help you just do a quick check of yours to make sure you've got it right and you're ready to move on to the next section on graphing. Excuse me. So on Analyzing Data, you had 11 things that you were supposed to do. I'm going to quickly show you how your spreadsheet should look now, and if you will check yours after each item, that will help us make sure that you're on track. So the first thing you were supposed to do is find a total sold for each type of cookie. That's going to be here in column H, sales by cookie type, and you should have used a function there, =sum B5 through G5. Okay, then you do it for the rest of the cookies. Then you're supposed to find a total sold for each hour of operation. So that's going to be on row 14, your sales by hour. Here's an example, =sum B5 through B13. And then you're going to do that all the way through. The third thing you were supposed to do is find a grand total of all the cookies for the entire morning. That total is 561, and you could get that one of two ways. It's going to be in cell H14. You can either add up the sales by type of cookie this way, or you could add up the sales by hour this way. Either way is correct. I did it by sales of cookie type, so mine is =sum H5 through H13. It's equally right. You could have done =sum B14 through G14. That would be fine as well. Okay, the next thing you were supposed to do is find on average how many of each cookie was sold during the 10 o'clock hour. Here's the 10 o'clock hour. Here's our average sales by hour. This again is going to be a function. So we're simply going to do =average E5 through E13. Then you were supposed to do that for the rest of the hours and put your decimal point as one place on there. Okay, so remember you're going to use decreased decimal to make that happen. Okay, then on average, how many peanut butter cookies were sold per hour? So we're going to come over here and we're going to do average sales by type of cookie. Okay, so that's going to be =average B7 through G7 to get the average sales of peanut butter cookies. And then I believe it has you do it for the rest of the cookie types, and your decimal points should be one place. Then what percentage of total cookies were sold during the 8 o'clock hour? So come down here to 8 o'clock. We're on row 16 now, percent of sales by hour. And that's going to simply be the total amount of cookies sold during 8 o'clock, which is in cell C14, it's 104. We're going to divide it by the total number of cookies sold. So on this one, what you have to remember, what's very important, is that your denominator has to stay as an absolute cell reference. That total number of cookies sold has to be absolute. So it's going to be $H, $14 on that one. Okay, so again, that one's going to be =C14 divided by $H, $14. And then you're going to make that a percent using the percent key and get rid of your decimal places. Then you do that for the rest of the hours as well. Then it's asking what percentage of total cookies sold were snickerdoodles. So we're going to find the snickerdoodle row, which is row 8. And we're going to do percent of sales by type of cookie. This is the same basic function or formula as what we were doing by percent of sales by hour, but now we're doing it by cookie type. So we're going to take all of the cookies that were snickerdoodles, so that's here in cell H8, got a total of 54, and we'll divide that by the total number of cookies. So when you look at your formula, it's going to look like this, =H8 divided by $H, $14. Again, that makes it an absolute cell reference. So if you are to use autofill to copy that down, it will not switch the denominator to H15, H16, H17, and so on. Absolute cell reference. Okay, then you do that for the rest of the cookies. So this is just a quick check to make sure you have your formulas and functions correct on the Analyzing Data section. Now you are ready to move on to graphing.